Today in History. That's right. It's that time again for us to take a look at what happened on this day in the past.
That's right. And we're going to get to two events today, two very cool events, as a matter of fact. But first, here is a quiz question. One of the most famous singers in rock and roll history and a former member of the Beatles was number 1, John Lennon, or number 2, John Legend. One of the most famous singers in rock and roll history and a former member of the Beatles was number 1, John Lennon, number two, John Legend. If you know the answer, you can put it on our Bundy board or use your cell phone to text in pounder sharp 1045 for 51. And you can check our website later to see if you're a winner.
Right. Like Steve has just mentioned, we're going to take a look at two events today, and here they are.
Today in history. In 1828, Russian writer Leo Tolstoy was born, and in 1971, John Lennon's Imagine was released.
1828년 9월 9일, 자, 러시아의 작가 톨스토이가 출생한 날입니다. 1971년 9월 9일은 존 레넌의 Imagine이 발매된 날이고요.
All right, so we begin today's journey to the past with the birth of an acclaimed Russian writer and influential figure who has been deemed as one of the greatest novelists of all time.
And he was Count Lev Tolstoy, also known as Leo Tolstoy, born on this day in 1828.
Author of classics such as War and Peace and Anna Karenina, Tolstoy is also one of the best documented literary figures in history thanks to his extensive and detailed journals, which he began writing at the age of 17.
Oh, but Tolstoy's influence reached beyond the literary field. He really made a lot of waves, right? Becoming a source of inspiration for leaders such as Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr.
Absolutely, yes. His books are very long as well.
그렇죠.
That's what I know about Tolstoy.
맞아, 항상 두꺼운 책.
Yeah.
근데 17세부터 이렇게 그 일기를 쓰기 시작했다고 하니 그 덕분에 우리가 그러니까 그 글을 또 쓰기 시작했고요. 그 덕분에 우리가 오늘날 아주 자세한 기록을 할 수 있으니 참 다행이네요.
Now we go from a writer to a singer and a songwriter, and also a person who had great influence in his field. And we take a look at the release of an album that has been listed as one of the best of all time.
And that was none other than John Lennon's second album as a solo, Imagine, which was released on this day in 1971.
And of course, it's better known for its title track.
Imagine there's no heaven. See as if you try.
Imagine was the best-selling single of John Lennon's solo career, and it has become into one of the most performed songs of the 20th century.
Yes, that's right. And it's one of the milestone songs that reshaped the history of modern music with numerous awards and recognitions to date.
Okay, before we wrap up already, let's check out today's quiz question once again.
Indeed. One of the most famous singers in rock and roll history and a former member of the Beatles was, not too tough today, number 1, John Lennon.
네, but they're both quite legends. I would say legendary figure. Already, John Legend is getting there.
Yeah, well, he's literally a legend.
Right.
John Legend.
Legend.
Right.
자, 선물 받으실 분은 홈페이지 게시판에서 확인하실 수 있습니다.
All right, that's it for Today in History, and we'll be back tomorrow with more from the past.